Ideas that change.
In other centuries, they would have called it magic.
Ideas that got us connected.
Well, hold the line a minute.
That made us communicate better with each other.
Hello?
Ideas that got smarter and smarter and smarter. They're the ones that caused revolutions.
Goodbye, David.
And others that seem like a thing of the past now. There are the ones that are obsolete and ideas that promised us freedom, but in the end delivered us nothing but stress, that we tried to compensate with funny ideas. We thought of something different. A simple idea that turns idle workspace into places where you connect with companies, where you share knowledge with other creative minds or digital nomads. Where you are is where you work. You spend fewer hours on the road and you gain precious time for a better work-life balance. It's called Work Hero. Is it a game changer?
I beg your pardon?
We like to think so, but we'll let you be the judge of that. Check out Work Hero on workhero.com. Work Hero, connecting space and knowledge.
En Global Omnium queremos hablarte de esas pequeñas cosas a las que no damos valor, porque siempre están ahí. Y hablarte de todas esas cosas que nunca fallan, porque cuando a una cosa cotidiana le sumas otra que siempre funciona, suceden cosas extraordinarias. Tan extraordinarias como abrir un grifo y que corra el agua. En Global Omnium llevamos más de 125 años poniendo en valor lo extraordinario. Porque extraordinaria es la gestión eficiente de una red de tuberías superior a la distancia que separa Valencia y Nueva York, ida y vuelta. Porque extraordinario son más de 2.400 personas trabajando 24 horas al día para que en el grifo de tu casa o negocio fluya el agua. Porque extraordinaria es la tecnología inteligente que te avisa de posibles fugas o de si te has dejado un grifo abierto. Porque extraordinario es el desarrollo y la innovación que logramos para garantizar un buen servicio a más de 6 millones de personas en toda España. Porque extraordinario es la gestión del agua que hemos desarrollado para ser una empresa eficiente y respetuosa con el medio ambiente. Porque extraordinario es aportar soluciones para mejorar la calidad de vida en otros países. Global Omnium es la empresa española líder en la gestión del ciclo integral del agua. Global Omnium, el valor del agua.
I'm delighted, and I hope we'll be able to do it again, and also that the solutions which were showcased here can maybe inspire real-life solutions in the future.
Es un honor que hayan contado con nosotros como aceleradora, con nuestro programa Startup Europe Accelerator, en el primer hackathon con el director general de innovación de la Comisión Europea para soluciones en el campo de cambio climático y reducción de emisiones.
I also congratulate Finova, which was part of the winning team, a team which worked on a really interesting solution to make construction at long last sustainable. Well done. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Alexandra. I'm communication assistant, and I will be moderating this event. I would like to. Okay, can everybody hear me? First of all, I guess so.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, Alexandra.
Thank you. Welcome to our European Week for Waste Reduction side event by the name of Raising Awareness and Building Community on Sustainable Waste Treatment and Waste Reduction in Europe. So this year's message is centered to promote the 3 R's, which are reducing consumption, reusing materials, and recycling waste. So in this sense, we invited projects and experts from circular economy, waste treatment, and waste reuse field. And our first speaker, Juanma Revuelta from Finova Foundation, will talk about the importance of absorbing the European funds, the Next Generation funds, soil pollution, and the Circoax project, which is related to sustainable fashion and the sustainable textile sector. Thank you, Juanma.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you very much for this initiative, Alexandra. Okay, the purpose of today is trying to develop a holistic approach, the different calls, the different EU funding that are available, because we can transform a project, in this case, the life eco-digestion, it will become after innovation fund project, Horizon Europe project, interest. That means we have excellent results of the project. We want to support it. I want this to explain is we are in the middle of next generation, and that means that it's the biggest economic recovery plan in the history of humans. We have to repeat that again and again to understand this importance. We are talking of 8,000 million euros for this purpose. We don't have a lot of time because in 2026, the funding has to be expended and justified. That means it's a huge opportunity in all over Europe about this EU funding. Not only that, because of the energy and economic crisis of Russia and Ukraine, the European Commission has launched this Repower EU, this program that tries to decrease the energetic dependence of the European Union from third countries. Of course, we're talking of Russia. Not only Russia, but of course, because of Russia, we have this issue. Then our concept is, why not we could develop this, from this life eco-digestion project, we could life eco-digestion 2.0, we could do a life eco-digestion 3.0, or even we could transform in an Interreg project. Allow me to explain. In this Repower EU funding, you have some data here about the funding in the field of another rule that is quite important is to understand that we can combine funding from different sources. It was not allowed in the last financial period, 2013-2020. Now we can combine structural funds with life, with other funding. Then, in our perspective, a project that we submit into Horizon or into Life or into Interreg, for us is a micro next generation fund. It's a pilot project that will be evaluated from the European Union, and after we can scale that. We could bring that life eco-digestion 2.0 and to go to other with in a bigger size in another area, like a province or a region. And what's life eco-digestion 2.0? We are talking of a project that combines what is circular economy, prevention of climate change, also helping to manage better the organic waste in the area. We believe in the kilometer zero strategy. That means to try to treat the waste as near as possible of the producer of the waste. In some countries, the waste management means that the trucks has to do 120 kilometers every day, what is not very sustainable. And also This is this small life eco-digestion project is less than 1 million euros. It could inspire and to do, imagine in all the in a region. Now we are talking as an example in a depuration water treatment plant facility in Valencia region. We could do that in all the province of Valencia. We are talking of in all over Europe, if I'm not wrong, there are 18,000 depuration water treatment plants. Some of them is of aerobic digestion. What I think they should be transformed in anaerobic digestion. And then what we have been doing, what the Global Omnium is implementing in Quart de Poblet is how to have the real data of the pig slurry, for example, or the organic waste from Horeca. Then imagine that we can scale with other funding, with next generation. It could be implemented in all the region of Valencia, in all the depuration water treatment plants. Of course, it's a disruptive idea. Of course, it means some changes, but it's true that the organic waste management needs to be improved. And also, it's true that if I'm not wrong, and Global Omnium can correct me, the cost of energy is crazy for the depuration water treatment plants. The water, it's around 3% of the total consume of energy is in Europe is because of the depuration water treatment plants. Then, if we produce in every depuration water treatment plants gas, we can decrease the cost of the bill of energy. That again is paid by the public administration or the city. Then it's not a bad idea. But at the same time, we are capturing the methane and the CO2. Then that's good for climate change. From a next generation funding point of view, we have to understand that we have to understand. Okay, here is about the problem that we have with the soils. Eco-digestion produce biogas, but also produce what we call in digestato, that is the organic waste after being reduced in size and gas. Then, if there are not heavy metals, we could work in another important challenge in Europe and in all over the world, how to work with the soils, fighting against contaminated soils, and how to work with technosuelos to try to, again, to reforest the abandoned land, or also in the agricultural sector. And then we could, as that, capture that CO2. Okay. And coming back for the about EU funding, Innovation Fund is the previous slide, please. Is the Innovation Fund comes from the Horizon Europe program. We are talking of disruptive pilot projects we are talking small projects up to 7.5 million euros and up to 15 million euros. We are talking of disruptive production of energy generation, or also in storage. In life eco-digestion, is not deep technology, but the digital twin, or the digitalization, that is one of the other priorities of the next generation. And how, with a digital twin, They do a digital twin of the depuration water treatment plant, and also with software, it allows to the manager of the depuration water treatment plant to use better the stock waste management. If, of course, the system informs to you if you are using a container of pig slurry, you will produce X biogas, or instead of Oreca sector that is less gas than pig slurry. That means you are stocking in just simple containers the organic waste to use when the depuration water treatment plant needs. And the system is to use better the infrastructure of the depuration water treatment plants, the digester, that on average it can be used 30% of the time. Then we have pre-existing infrastructure. We have that challenge of the energy. We have the challenge of the waste management. Why not to do that? And it will have a clear impact in the small and medium enterprises. Why? Because the farmers, perhaps with this system, will have an easier way of digesting their waste, or the supermarkets, or the hotels, restaurants, and catering. And at the same time, we will obtain renewable energy and that energy efficiency. It's because of that we believe that we could work in that. Also, tomorrow we are in this European week of waste reduction, and we would like to invite all of you in another webinar we have tomorrow about all what is textile, all the waste textile. Allow me to explain what's the link of the textile waste in the depuration water treatment plants. Okay, this is our project. It's a circular Innovoster project. 1,128,000 euros is financed 75%, and it's a project that tries to work in the field of circular economy and social innovation in textile and fashion. Following next, please. Next slide, please. Okay, in that field, you know that we are using, some companies are using from recycling plastic to produce clothes. The problem is when you wash that, when you put that clothes in the washing machine, microplastic appears. And when that microplastic goes to the depuration water treatment plant, it's depurated, but it's going after to the river or to the sea. And then it's because of that, a good challenge should be zero plastic in the ocean, in the seas, and zero water. We should be able to recycle, to reuse all the regenerated water. Next, please. Is what I wanted to explain to you. We are in a wonderful momentum. We have different calls open in October Innovation Fund. Also, the project's interest to exchange different best practice from regions, from municipalities, from provinces, because public sector used to be the main owner or client of the depuration water treatment plants. We have opened the Interreg Portugal, Spain, POCTEP, also the Interreg Sudoe, and we have some deadlines in January. Then why not to planify concrete Interreg projects in this sense. Thank you very much. You have my mail. That's it. Thank you, Alexandra.
Thank you very much, Juanma. So right now we are going to get deeper in what is exactly Life Ecodigestion 2.0 project. And Carlos Lafita will explain to us the project itself. And if you don't mind, as the next speaker is going to leave soon, we will have questions for Juanma, maybe a little bit later, if you don't mind. And you can go ahead, Carlos. Thank you so much.
Good morning. I'm going to share my screen. This one. I think that you can see now my screen presentation.
Yes. It's
okay. First, I would like to thank Finnova for the organization of the event and also to call us to explain the project. This project is Life Ecodigestion 2.0. It's a live project. Now it's running. We're working on it, and the idea is to solve part of the problems with waste we are generating in waste treatment plant, that is sludge, and also agri-food waste and pig manure waste. First, I would like to show you some numbers. I had told you that the main waste we are producing in the waste treatment plant process is sludge. Sludge is an organic waste. Mainly, we can remove, or we have to stabilize this organic matter content in this waste before second use. Normally, the second use is in agriculture as organic amendment, and you can see in the slide there are 5 countries that we are the main producers in Europe. The main producer is Germany, and after we is Spain and other countries. So this is a big concern in Europe, because in some years probably we can use this sludge as amendment in agriculture. So we need to solve this problem and find a solution for this. Also, as you can see in the second graph in the bottom part of the slide, is a positive number of that main part of the population is shared, and we more or less we have now a maximum sludge production we can achieve in the future. But this is not for all the countries, because Germany has this percentage of population served by waste treatment plant is lower than their best. So probably in the coming years, the production of sludge from Germany is going to increase a bit. And what we do nowadays with this sludge, so you can see on your right that the main treatments are used for the solution of this sludge. The main part of them is sterilized by aerobic and anaerobic processes. It depends on the size of the facility or the waste treatment plant, and the advantages of using anaerobic processes that you are producing energy, and you are consuming less energy than in aerobic processes. What about agri-food waste? Well, we have more or less 5 main sectors or ways to produce this food waste. The 2 first ones in the table, that's primary production and processing, are the ones that are producing in industry. So these are the ones we are working with, because nowadays we are working treating industrial waste in wastewater treatment facilities, and but we have a whole opportunity here that to treat until or up to 90 million tons of organic waste. At the end, it's organic waste, but we don't have effective ways to take it from the source and treat them in the waste treatment plant. Also, it's important to know that the cost of current treatment of this waste is quite high. It's about, can you see there, 15 billion euros in Europe of treating this industrial waste with current technologies. And pig manure. Pig manure is more or less the second sector activity of animal goods production in Europe after meat production. And if we take only manure production, or the number of pig heads at the end is more or less manure production, Spain is the second producer in Europe, after UK, and there are other countries like Germany that is also the third one. And at the end, this means the production of 36 million tons per year only in Spain. So we have a big concern of this waste, because this cannot be used anymore in agriculture in a direct way. So we need to find solutions for its treatment and stabilization before and second use, or the final disposal. Sorry. Apart from waste, or the issues with waste, we have another issue in waste treatment plant, that is the use of energy. More or less, according to EWWR, is the a public company that owns all the facilities here in Valencian Comunity. The energy is the second activity, or the second cost in waste treatment plants. This is before the current crisis, so probably this is not currently is not the second one. Probably is the first one. So there is a need to find new energy sources, also to reduce the carbon footprint of this sector. And data from 2011 is about 27 million tons of CO2 emitted only for the treatment of waste treatment plant. I think I'm talking only of urban waste treatment facilities, not about industrial ones that also are treating this agri-food waste in some cases. So what is the solution we would like to offer to the community from Ecodigestion 2.0? Our solution is the treatment of this waste in waste treatment facility in our digesters by the codigestion of sludge and agri-food waste and or manure, pig manure. Here I show you a short scheme of the process. The idea is to have this entry of waste from lorries, or the transport decided, or the best one in its case, and introduce it accordingly, or with or to cover the energy needs of the plant, the waste treatment plant. This is important because if we produce more than we need, we have to flare it. So we are losing energy, and we produce less than we needed. We need to an extra energy input from fossil fuels sources. I have shown you here also some data we were to achieve in the project. As we would like to increase more or less 200% of the concentrates we are treating currently in our facilities, with a 14% of increase in production of biogas. Mainly, also we have to increase the content of methane in biogas in 2%, more or less. And this means the reduction of greenhouse gases, and also other gases that promote the acid rain. For this, we are developing software that the idea of the software is it controls the stability of the digester, and also introduce to the digester the quantity of its waste that we need to achieve the energy, or to cover the energy needs in each every 15 minutes in the waste treatment plant. But this software needs to have some characteristics that these are to be robust and scalable because we are working to scale up this technology to real scale. This inside of this project. Also, we need a machine learning just to face the changes in the quality of waste. We have to think about that. For example, manure have different concentrations during the year, and also if the pigs are for growing or other activities of the pigs. Also, we have add economic module. This is just to know if we have a cost of this waste. Just have to know if this is fine or we can compensate the cost of the waste and the production of energy. Also, as Juanma said, that we are working at digital twin. Is just to manage this activity inside of the waste treatment plant without compromising the digester. And also we have a stability module that is important because the use of digesters in waste treatment plant is for sterilization of the sludge, and this is the most important thing. If we have an sterilization of the system, we are not able to sterilize the sludge, and this sludge can be used in other uses, and this is quite concerning for us. How we do it? Well, we need to feed our model with some data. The main data is the production of or the potential production of methane of each waste we are introducing inside of the digester. For this, we are using more or less this methodology. One is to do the analytics of the waste. And then we know the quantity of proteins, lipids, and carbohydrates they have. So we have with this we have the theoretical methane production, and then we check this in a lab scale with batch assays of for checking the production of methane. Comparing this, why can be the differentiation or can differ theoretical and empiric. One thing is the inhibitors of the that can be with the waste, and also we can have some synergic with mix some waste. Well, this is talking about the data from the project. First, I would like to talk to you about the agri-food waste. For agri-food waste, we have wide experience because Life Ecodigestion 2.0 is 2.0 because there was a first project called Life Ecodigestion that was based only in the codigestion of agri-food waste. For this, we have some reference values, and the waste have to be inside of these reference values. What is important is not to include any inhibitor to put inside of the digester. Any inhibitor we can lead to an sterilization of the process, and this is one thing we don't want. And the other thing is not the use of animal byproducts not intended for human consumption, or sandats is called in Spain, because we use this kind of waste. We can use the sludge for agriculture, for example. So on your right, you can see a table that with some nothing numbers. And the selection we do, we have the potential of methane production in green, and then in red the presence of inhibitors, and also in blue in presence of sandats. So we avoid those who have both inhibitors or sandats. So we have selected the other ones to work inside of the project. Then with this waste we calculate not only the production of methane, also the speed of this production, just to introduce it in the software, and then the software made the calculations for introduction of this waste in the moment we need it. The issues with pig manure are different. Pig manure has a big problem that this is the presence of ammonia. Ammonia is an inhibitor of the process of anaerobic process. So this is important to know how to live with this ammonia inside of the digester. I have showed here a site we do with adapted and not adapted inocula to the pig manure degradation. And I put it first some analytical data. Here you can see that the adapted and pig manure has a big content, high content of ammonia, and the unadapted one has a more or less half concentration of adapted one. So here you can see that it's important the adaptation, or maybe we can find a problem with the presence of ammonia. The assay was more or less easy. We introduced same organic loads to adapted and non-adapted sludge, and then we see the velocity of the production of methane and also the quantity of methane produced. Here you can see the results of the assays in the upper part of the slide. This is for the selection of inoculum. We have introduced organic loads between 0.3 and 0.5, and again you can see the biodegradation, that is BI. I don't know if you can see my pointer. The variety of the pig manure was quite low with no adapted inoculum, but it was optimum with the adapted one. I'm talking about 75-80% of the organic matter removed from the system. So obviously we have to work with adapted biomass. This is a thing we have to take in consideration for the scale up of technology, because the adaptation of biomass in a lab scale is easy, but at industrial scale is not an easy thing. We have to work. Well, now, thanks to the partner Aguas del Litoral that currently are working with pig manure in the facilities, we have more or less a big amount of sludge adapted to this waste. Once we have select the inoculum and check that we need this adapted inoculum, we work in the optimal dose of this assessment of this waste, because this is important not to have or not to introduce lower not optimal dose, because we introduce less than the optimal one. We are not treated as the amount of waste we are able to, and we introduce more than this optimal dose. We lead also to the stability of the digestion, and I told you this is not what we are looking for. The assays we did the same assays in batches, in batch and at laboratory scale, and the conclusion is the optimum one was 0.5. As you can see, the BMP, that is the potential methane that we can produce with this waste, was more or less the same with 0.25 and 0.5 organic loads. But as I told you, what we would like to do is to treat the bigger amount of waste that we are able to. So we select 0.5, and also the biodiversity of the waste was maintained in the same values that we are seeing in our assays. Is more or less 75-80% of the organic matter. So there was the selected one, this one, this organic load. Also, I would like to show you on your right. Maybe I don't know if this is the place or the event to show this technical data, but I want to explain a bit, because just to you see what is the difference between one and another. And your right, this is the production of methane during time or the assay was working. So in red, you have the non-optimal dose. Dose of 1 and 2 kilograms of volatile matter per cubic meter. So as you can see, the production is lower. It's easy to see in this graph. It's lower than the other ones. The other ones, I haven't told you what are they. This is at 0.5 and 0.25 kilograms of volatile matter per cubic meter. As you can see, this is lower than these ones. And also the velocity or the speed of the production of methane is also lower. So the idea of here is, okay, we like to find the maximum production of methane, but also we like to know the velocity this is produced because we need energy for cover peak energy in our steering plant, and maybe we can use this or not. So the project is related to know this because maybe the combination of agri-food waste and pig manure can cover all the energy needs of the steering plant, including these peaks of demand. Well, I don't know if I'm time, but this is more or less what I wanted to show you today. And well, any doubt you have a project, you can ask today, and also here you have my mail address. Thank you.
Thank you, Carlos. If you don't mind, we can leave the questions about this project for a little bit later because we have now the next speaker, sorry, Joao Dominguez. I know we are a little bit out of time, so feel free. Okay, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I will try to share my screen. Just let me know, Alexandra, please, if you can.
Yes, we can see your screen.
Isn't full screen?
It's not full screen. Now, yes.
No, yes. No? Full screen. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so my name is Joao Dominguez. I'm representing today the project BIOMASA Cup in behalf of EWWR, one of the members of the project. Okay. So BIOMASA Cup is the continuation of a previous project, Interact project, that is called Biomass AP. And now we are dealing with the capitalization of the results of this previous Biomass AP project. This was a cross-border project funded under Interact funding that pretends to improve the capacities of the research and development centers, mostly in the regions of Galicia and North Portugal. And the main objective was to optimize the exploitation and use of biomass from different sources, including pruning waste, bushes, vines, and key fruit. We have a total of 9 partners involved in this Interact project, 5 from Spain and 4 other ones from Portugal, as you can see here on the logos. What is the origin of this Biomass AP project? As we know, and we have been debating as well since the beginning of the event, the limit availability of food that we are facing nowadays from tree trunks has increased the growing demand of, and also together with the increasing growing demand of biomass pools, is pushing the market, of course, not to depend on woody biomass, but also to look for another sources, mostly from non-woody biomass origin, to provide these energy potential sources for different processes. Different studies have shown that the biomass from pruning wastes, including bushes, vines, and fruit trees, including kiwi fruit, is a resource with great potential in our region. Some numbers we have in our region of Galicia, north of Portugal, around 50,000 hectares of vineyards, around 12,000 tons of kiwi fruits are produced in Galicia, and we have around 300 areas just in Portugal of the kiwi production. So there's a lot of biomass waste that, besides that, is not only not used, farmers are forced to burn it and lose this energy in the environment, increasing the problems of CO2 emissions, as all of us know, a special concern from the Commission. So the biomass AP project was divided in 3 main blocks of activities. The first one was dealing with the selection of the different types of biomass that I have referred before, looking for the pretreatment technologies, and also dealing with the production of biofuels from these vegetable sources. The second block is dealing mostly with the energy valorization of these fuels, including different kinds of laboratory tests that I will explain a little bit more. And the third block, of course, was focusing on the cross-border network and training courses to promote and create a higher impact of the solutions developed in the project. So on the first block, mostly we proceed the characterization of the biomass from pruning waste, scrublands, kiwi, and vine. This characterization was made in laboratory, including the potential of combustion, heating, and so on from the different materials. We have analyzed also the main biomass producers of the region and evaluate their potential in meanings of amounts of this biomass that is available. We also study the state of the art on the different harvesting, collection, and transportation and compacting technologies that were available in the market. And we design and prepare and optimize new solid biofuels in forms of pellets, briquettes, and wood chips. All the results today, maybe with this short presentation, all the results of the project are available here in the link that I'm sharing with you. We are pleased that you can consult and look for all the results. But in brief, the potential assessment shows that in this euro region, we'll have in around 1.5 million tons of green biomass on source of scrubland. We'll have around 75,000 tons in green matter of vine pruning, and we'll have around 9,000 tons of green biomass on kiwi pruning. The different studies that were performed regarding the biomass feasibility, the biomass collection, and the biomass preparation are really positive and show the potential on the feasibility on these different sources as fuels, also the feasibility of the biomass collection process on dealing with the technologies that we have available, and also the preparation due to the characteristics of the different materials to produce high energy and compacted biomass resources. On the second block, we are dedicated mostly on the realization of different tests and actions on more technological side, where we start from the initial laboratory tests on the different substances and the different formats that we could get from the initial biomass. Then we, within the consortium, we have started the densification activities, as you can see in the image, in the production of briquettes with different mixes and with different concentrations. Then we perform laboratory tests on the combustion processes, followed by the gasification analysis of these combustion processes and the emissions associated to them. And we step into the microgeneration and the simulation later on the production of the electricity based on the different fuel sources. The results show that we have and we could reach and obtain a technical feasibility of most of the tested fuels. That was a really high impact result from the previous stages that I was showing. The experimental fuels show that their behavior are similar to commercial fuel, what can promote direct entrance on the potential market uptake and penetration of these fuel sources. And also on the technical analysis that we have performed, it's highlighted the importance of the automated of the ash disposals in the combustion process and a key role of the additives and the different formulations in the sinter removal. Regarding the third block, that was dealing with impact and knowledge transfer, we have been working on the elaboration, of course, to sustain the previous technical developments on the technical economic feasibility studies on the implementation of these new technologies, and also the evaluation of the impact on the rural environment and the analysis of the available subsidies to perform these activities. Also, we have developed, of course, a cross-border biomass network. I will show you in a second the numbers of the impact that we have achieved. and also training of public and private agents in the meaning of promote the impact and to reach the not only the enterprises or small enterprises, but all the stakeholders involved in the value chain of this biomass valorization. In brief, some results, our network, transborder network, we have 100 in the first stage, we reached 130 users, 90 different entities in Galicia, north of Portugal. As you can see, split between half of them are companies and professionals, and the other ones reaching administration, research groups, and multipliers. Also, our network has performed a huge amount of activities on this transborder region. As you can see here, all information is available in the link below. And also we have promoted the on-site and online courses on the biomass AP, including 3 models of the triple bottom line, economic, technical, and environmental aspects. And as a main result and highlight, we have reached and formed training more than 238 people within all of this process. As main conclusions of biomass AP, the optimized biomass collection with the proper technologies lead to the reduction of the biomass waste management costs associated. And we show in our results that we really increase in competitiveness the two traditional sectors, the agriculture and forestry, by means of integrating the different analysis on the value chain process, including logistics and machines that are available and used in the market. Regarding the solid market biofuels, as I stated before, in 3 different forms, pellets, briquettes, and wood chips, we conclude that pellets for commercial and residential applications can be obtained in the grade A2 with quality biomasses from forest origin, mostly scrubland. And we could also get a reclassification on quality with agricultural biomass from vine and kiwi. Regarding the pellets for industrial applications, we have obtained results of feasibility of a quality I2 of biomasses of forest origin, mostly from scrubland, and a quality I3 with agricultural biomass from vine and kiwi. Our tests and results show the feasibility on the energy use of waste biomass, considering not only the emissions, but also their energy efficiency in the process, in combustion boilers, in the gasification equipment, and microgeneration. As the big highlight, I would like to show that within and after all the analysis performed in the project, we can really promote the use of renewable energy sources from endogenous resources and to have a higher impact on the triple bottom line of economics, environmental and social impacts of the valorization. Jumping fast with the ongoing biomass cap, where we look for the capitalization of previous results. This is a 9 months project with the partners that I'm showing here that coming from the previous project. The commitments and the main objective of biomass cap is to enhance, of course, the visibility and the perception of the available high potential biomass that I was showing before, as a strategic resource has with a high impact, as I was saying, on the triple bottom line of the economic, technological, social, and environmental growth in the cross-border territory of Galicia, north of Portugal. Of course, this can be translated, as Finoa was referring in the beginning, with a higher scope and a wider impact on the Sudoe region, on the Atlantic area region, as we on the southwest of Europe are a very relevant partner, I would say, context in the availability of these resources. To this end, the project have 3 main specific objectives: the expansion and strengthening of this cross-border biomass network, the training and the awareness, focusing on this invaluable biomass as a strategic resource from our region, and of course, the enhancing the process of co-creation and the impact of public policies that will support the translation of these results to the active and actual high number of implemented solutions in the region. The activities are mostly divided in three: the consolidation of this cross-border biomass network, where we are increasing the number of participants. All partners are welcome to, if you are within our neighborhood and pretend to be involved. So we are identifying not only new ideas, but also demonstration and participation demonstration dissemination days within the region, and other clustering activities with cross-border events. Of course, we have a management and coordination of this project, and a strong part of this biomass capitalization of the previous results is the communication with the participation in events, as this one. The publication in specialized journals, revision and updating of the project networks, and the platforms. I would like to thank, first of all, Finova to invite us to show a little bit. We know that this was a complex project, but we tried to summarize it here. So thank you, Finova, for inviting us. Feel free to all of you to write us if you have some doubts regarding the project, and I invite you to go and assess Biomass IP website for further information. So thank you very much, and once again, thank you all for attending the event.
Thank you, Joao, and congratulations on the results of your project. I think it's a really good example of raising awareness on sustainable growth. And maybe before you leave, somebody can ask you a question. If somebody has some insight or comments on this, feel free. And if not, we will proceed with Anton Fernandez.
Thank you.
I will wait a second, maybe somebody. Okay, yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, Joao. My question is, I assume after this quite interesting project, I don't know, well, I have two questions. One, you are talking of biomass, that is quite interesting today, but I don't know if you have in mind also other economic valorization of that biomass, as for example, cellulosa in the field of wines. I remember a live project, live BioBit. It was a project we managed in Requena. The idea it was to recollect the sign goods to produce carton, the box for the bottles of the wine, to say, okay, it's recycling with that. That's one simple question, because in the projects it could be interesting. And the second, if you are thinking in submitting a new Interreg project, perhaps in Interreg Atlantic or Sudoe, like Interreg Biomass, I don't know, following next steps, what you have learned. That's the two questions.
Perfect, Juanma. Thank you very much. The first question, the potential of biomass is enormous, is huge, and of course the potential to valorize not only on the combustion part is one of the lines that I think, and we think from the project, that has a potential to be expanded. In this biomass AP, the objective was mainly this energy production, and of course the evaluation of the externalities of it, the impacts on the emissions of the gases, the socioeconomic impacts on the logistics, and so on, but was pretty much dedicated for energy purposes. Even though the potential to translate it, adapt it, and improve it to the other sources, like could be celluloses and textiles and so on, is huge. Regarding your second question, I think for all the consortia interested in to valorize these results, and we will be open, of course, to further debate and how to promote and most of all valorize the excellent work done in the previous project. And I think, as I was saying before, I think the problematic is common to all the Southwest European region. So I think the possibilities to jump into Atlantic area or Sudoe projects are open. So if someone would like to debate on this, you have our contact. So just feel free to get in contact with us.
Thank you, Joao. Then two petitions in 1 minute, that you have not a lot of time. First, if there is another Interreg, we would like us on behalf of Finova to participate. We have also an antenna in Vigo. There is a lot of potential there, and we would like to participate with what we have done in other projects like CircuAx, with this open innovation tool that has the support of the DG Connect, that will be, imagine, Biomass Startup Europe Award, spreading in all over Europe, like as an innovation, open innovation tool to identify new ideas from universities, spin-outs, to be incorporated. And you know that in the evaluation, European Commission offer more points, and also the possibility of doing micro funding for that startups of up to 20,000 euros, I think. It could be interesting. And second, we are in the 2022 is the European Year of Youth. We have in Spain 1,200,000 ninis, people that does not work, does not study. Think about this facility, this opportunity for all the Interreg projects that European Commission provides. That means if you are partnered in different Interregs. I don't know if you are working with the European Interreg Youth Volunteers. It's a program that finances a young volunteer in FEUGA or in Brussels with us, or doing something during 5 months with a budget out of the project. It's managed by the Association of Regions Transborder Regions that are in Berlin. I don't know if you are participating in that program.
Not yet, Juanma, but in a joint event that I have the chance to also to listen to one of your presentations, you highlight that. So we think that it's really interesting to be aware and be potentially involved in this network. So thank you very much for highlighting this again. I think we have a lot of things that we can just promote further on. I really have to leave because I have to jump into another meeting. So
thank you very much for your time.
No, really sorry for this because unfortunately I could not attend, but you have my email from all the attendees, so please feel free to contact me later on. And Juanma, thank you very much, and Alexandra and all the team, thank you very much for inviting us to promote this Biomass Cup. And I think really interesting potential collaborations could come up within all the participants here, and especially with this so relevant thematics on the European Week for the waste reduction. So thank you very much, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. We will proceed with Anton Fernandez, who is today the representative for Ecoval Sudoe, which is a project that proposes a circular economy approach for the management of municipal organic waste through innovative biotechnological processes. So it's your turn. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me well?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for inviting us. I'm going to share my screen. Can you see it? Fine?
Yeah. Yes, okay. It's complete.
Perfect. So today I'm going to try to give you a glimpse of what we're doing at Ecoval and why this is relevant for the European Week for Waste Reduction. First of all, sorry, one moment. Okay, so first of all, Ecoval is an acronym that stands for Coordination Strategies for Sludge and Organic Waste Management and Recovery in the Sudoe region. This project is co-financed by the Interreg Sudoe program through the European Regional and Development Fund. So what do we actually do at Ecoval? So Ecoval embraces a circular economy approach for the management of urban organic waste. This project aims to promote the biofactory model, generating high added value bioproducts, such as volatile fatty acids and fertilizers from sewage sludge and urban bio waste. We can resume our main goals into 3 objectives. First, valorizing urban bio-waste, closing thus the economic and ecological loop. Secondly, developing a business model that commercializes high value-added byproducts. And last but not least, overcoming legal, technological, social, and cultural barriers. So how do we work in order to achieve those goals? So we made a preliminary study of current urban sludge and bio-waste management systems in order to improve our environmental and economical performance. After this step, we optimized the volatile fatty acid production from municipal sludge and bio-waste on a pilot scale to perfect the industrial biotechnological process. After this, we match final products to market needs, closing thus the value chain. And right now, we are in the communication step, disseminating the knowledge generated and developing a reproducibility plan for the EcoVal model. So I'm going to show you a short video that I think it resumes perfectly who we are and what we do at EcoVal.
Anton, perdona, no se escucha el vídeo.
Sorry, did you speak?
No.
Oh, sorry.
We can hear the video.
You can't hear the video?
No.
Okay, I mean, there's no problem because it's not, I mean, it's not an important thing, but...
Okay, it's not animated, you mean?
Yeah, I'm so sorry for that, but...
No,
yeah.
no problem, okay.
Oh. Okay, so after this video, I'm going to explain to you how EcoVal contributes to the European Week for Waste Reduction aims. So first, we share a common philosophy because we do believe in reducing, reusing, and recycling as key ethical principles for society. We promote as well circular economy because we opt for a different business model that stands up for circularity and sustainability. And especially we raise awareness and make a change by creating waste reduction campaigns and by organizing activities involving numerous stakeholders. Actually, last year we made a very successful campaign called Otro contenedor que marrón, which is a very catchy phrase in Spanish that could be translated in English into another bin are you in? So in this campaign, we involved local people by sharing brown bin pictures on social media, mainly Twitter, raising awareness on this new bin that is going to be implemented into 2024, and that is specific for organic waste. We then created a brown bin map that located all these brown bin pictures on a map to raise awareness. And this campaign was so successful that, as you can see in the right picture, we actually won the 2021 European Week for Waste Reduction Award. So I want to thank our project partners that you can see in this picture, because without whom it would be impossible to carry out the project. That was it. It was quick, so thank you very much for your time, and you can follow us on social media with this QR code.
Thank you so much. And I have just a small question. Like this year, did you present yourself for this week also? because it's the first news for us that you won an award last year. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. So no, actually, we had an activity on the 15th of November that was that the plan was to do a cleanup on a Tambo Island, which is in Galicia, together with 50 children, and then make a visit to the wastewater treatment plant of Pontevedra. The problem was that due to bad weather, we couldn't make it, but well, we continue to promote, let's say, the 2021 campaign in order to create awareness about this new brown bean, which is at the keystone of our project.
Okay, thank you. And if anybody else has some questions or remarks. Okay, if not, we will proceed with Manuel González, who is going to be today a representative for G2G Algae. And thank you, Anton. So, Manuel, if you are ready.
Bueno, hola, yo no soy Manuel.
Bueno, igualmente nos conocemos.
Sí, porque Manuel es que tenía ahora mismo, ha tenido una urgencia, tenía que salir, pero bueno, yo le sustituyo. ¿Importa si hablo en castellano?
Tenemos preparadas las diapositivas en inglés igualmente y sí, mis compañeras van a ayudarnos con un poquito de traducción por aquí en el chat. If somebody needs the translation, here on the chat they are available. The transcriptions. Thank you. And you can start, Nuria.
Yo voy a compartir pantalla. Okay. Can you see the pantalla?
Yeah, we can see the screen. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah, completely.
Me vais a disculpar, yo voy a hablar en castellano porque
no hay problema.
Me ha cogido de golpe el intercambio, no había preparado la intervención. Voy a intentar ser breve. Nosotros trabajamos con microalgas y concretamente, por daros algunos datos, las microalgas representan el 60% del oxígeno que respiramos en el planeta. Son las que nos han producido la atmósfera que ahora mismo respiramos, ¿vale? Son las responsables de organismos microscópicos, fotosintéticos, y tienen una capacidad de fijación de CO2 10 veces superior a cualquier planta. Con lo cual es una cualidad que tenemos que aprovechar de todas las maneras. Además, son un alto componente nutricional, ¿vale? Tienen un alto contenido en proteínas, en ácidos grasos, aminoácidos, antioxidantes, proveen de una cantidad importante de principios activos contra el colesterol, contra la diabetes, contra otras enfermedades y lo que nos queda por descubrir de las microalgas. Aquí tenéis las clorelas, que son estas pequeñitas redondas, la espirulina, que evidentemente se sabe por qué es su nombre. Nosotros en G2G Algae lo que hacemos es utilizar las microalgas como herramienta, el cultivo de la microalga como herramienta para resolver problemas ambientales. ¿Qué problemas podemos tratar? Suelos agrícolas degradados, la contaminación de acuíferos, la contaminación ambiental, y tenemos una línea de producción de espirulina que aprovechamos acuíferos costeros que tienen cierta salinización y no se pueden utilizar para usos agrícolas, pero sí para producir espirulina, como os he dicho, es un superalimento. Tenemos aquí, a ver cómo puedo quitar mi foto, aquí, que si no, no veo. Cuando tú utilizas las microalgas, lo que haces no es cambiar la suciedad de sitio, sino que la transformas en algo bueno. Entonces, el humo, la contaminación producida por el humo, por calderas, por todo este tipo de mecanismos, las emisiones de gases, los edificios enfermos, que sabéis, en muchos edificios el interior está más contaminado que el exterior y el aire que se respira en el interior del edificio es más nocivo que el aire del exterior. Los efluentes de las ganaderías o los efluentes agrícolas, todos ellos tratados con microalgas, lo que van a hacer es producir efectos beneficiosos. Recuperan suelos naturales, suelos agrícolas, es regenerador y utilizado como bioestimulante agrícola directamente. Se pueden utilizar las microalgas para alimentación tanto animal como humana. Nosotros hacemos croquetas muchas veces por gusto de darlas a probar, ¿vale? Como en parques y jardines o en huertos urbanos, ¿vale? Esta es la planta de, bueno, una de las piscinas de producción de espirulina, ¿vale? Lo que utilizamos es eso, suelos agrícolas que no pueden utilizar las aguas salobres, las utilizamos para producir espirulina. Además de como nutriente, como alimentación, también se le pueden sacar los productos de alto valor añadido, extraer productos de alto valor añadido con valor cosmético farmacológico. Nosotros la solución que proponemos son los fotobioreactores. Tenemos fotobioreactores de diversos tamaños que los colocamos directamente donde hace falta. Con lo cual, en el caso del mundo agrícola, el agricultor es el que tiene el fotobioreactor, gestiona su fotobioreactor y cada 15 días tiene un volumen de agua de cultivo de microalgas para utilizar como bioestimulante. Aquí tenéis el ciclo, el fotobioreactor cada 15 días lo puedes utilizar como bioestimulante agrícola, pero en ese proceso las microalgas han actuado como sumidero de CO2 y hacen fotosíntesis. En esa fotosíntesis están capturando todos los contaminantes atmosféricos y convirtiéndolos en una masa algal de alto valor, ¿vale? Con lo cual actúa como sumidero de CO2 gratis, porque tú lo que estás buscando es un bioestimulante agrícola. Aquí tenemos una tabla de la capacidad de absorción de las microalgas con respecto a árboles de sombra o algunos árboles productivos. La diferencia, lo veis en la tabla de la derecha, por ejemplo el limonero, que es uno de los más eficaces, 29, casi 30 toneladas de CO2 al año por hectárea, mientras que cualquiera de los sistemas puestos en hectárea, por hectárea, te elimina desde un RCWay, que son 78 toneladas, hasta los sistemas de 5.000 litros, que te eliminan casi 170 toneladas de CO2 al año. Y siempre teniendo además un segundo uso útil, con lo cual es una economía circular en la que no hay residuos. Aquí os presento algunos de los sistemas, ya os digo, todos son fotobioreactores, pero de distinto tamaño. Tenemos, no sé si veis el ratón moverse, esto es el RCWay, que son sistemas abiertos. Luego tenemos los sistemas agrícolas de distintos volúmenes, de 5 metros cúbicos, de 1 metro cúbico, de 300 metros. Y tenemos luego también sistemas más decorativos, digamos, algunos están ahora mismo en fase de diseño de prototipo, ¿no? Como un fotobioreactor para usos urbanos, para lo mismo, para usos urbanos como en publicidad, para interiores, para oficinas, despachos, espacios interiores, para sobremesa. En estos casos lo que utilizamos es la capacidad purificadora de aire. Sencillamente nos interesa el CO2 que van a consumir, CO2 y contaminantes atmosféricos muy nocivos, que van a consumir, y luego el residuo lo vas a utilizar como bioestimulante para las plantas o las zonas jardinadas del entorno. Con lo cual, volvemos a decir, es una economía circular en la que no hay residuos. Por dar unas pinceladas rápidas, tenemos en la línea de purificación de aire la eliminación de humos, la reducción de gases en granjas, el mobiliario urbano y luego un objetivo grande que es el reconocimiento del MAPAMA de que las microalgas son un sumidero de CO2 de primera línea. Tenemos también para la línea de tratamiento de aguas residuales, pues tratamiento de lixiviados de vertedero, transformación de aguas de proceso en industrias, agroindustrias, ganaderas y alimentarias, y luego la reutilización de aguas residuales en pequeñas poblaciones con el objetivo de tener una reserva de agua para luchar contra incendios. En agricultura, también os lo he comentado, recuperación de suelos agrícolas, la reducción de fertilizantes y de necesidades de agua, de necesidades hídricas de los cultivos, a base de aportar bioestimulantes orgánicos, que lo que hace es enriquecer y fortalecer los cultivos. Y luego, un objetivo como un gran objetivo a largo plazo, la limpieza de acuíferos mediante este tipo de usos. En lugar de aportar NPKs químicos contaminantes, está aportando una materia orgánica que no contamina, con lo cual los acuíferos a la larga se mantienen mucho más limpios y por lo tanto los océanos, por ejemplo el Mar Menor, se mantendrían también más limpios. No es más limpio el que más limpia, sino el que menos ensucia. Esa es un poco la idea de este proyecto. Y en la línea de alimentación y salud Tenemos tanto espirulina en distintos formatos directas como gominolas de espirulina, gelatina, bebidas solubles y estamos desarrollando una mascarilla facial ya en la línea de cosméticos. Por lo demás, cualquier información aquí nos tenéis. Manuel es mi compañero, yo soy Nuria. ¿Vale? Dejo de compartir por si tenéis alguna pregunta.
Nuria, muchas gracias. Si a alguien le gustaría dejar sus comentarios o alguna pregunta, si no, podemos pasar con Adrián, que también nos va a presentar otro proyecto, el IVA. I think I will follow in English as the event was supposed to.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, Alexandra. Thank you, everybody, to invite the project IVA to this event, Waste Reduction Week. I'm going to share a bit my screen. Okay, I'm going to be fast because I know that we are a bit delayed, so I'm going to be fast. Do you see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay.
If you would like to put it like on full screen, or
Yeah, I'm trying.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. The project IVA, it's the Iberian, IVA Hub Iberia Agrotech. It's a project funded by Interreg, POCTEP, Spain and Portugal, as one project has been explaining before. It's the same program. This project is related to the digitalization of the agri-food sector through the digital innovation hubs. It's very focused on digitalization, but today I'm going to, as we are in the Waste Reduction Week, we are going to focus in one sector of this project that it's related to reduction of waste in the agriculture sector, that it also has that also has part in this IVA project. Well, first, I'm going to go directly to the project. This is a project of 5.3 million euros funded by POCTEP, as I was telling you before. It started in 2019 and is going to end at the end of this year. Has been granted a 6 months period so at the end it will end in June of 2023. It was composed by 20 partners, led by the regional governments, and it includes universities, research centers, non-profit foundations as Finova, and other entities from Portugal or Spain. Okay, the activities in this project I'm going to go directly to activity. It is divided in different activities. The main objective is to boost the cross-border ecosystem to support the entrepreneurships in the agri-food sector. It also aims to boost, let's say, the multi-regional ecosystem, so with training and promotion of startups. The third activity is the experimentation, digital business and training. And then there is activities for communication, dissemination and exploitation of results and sustainability of the projects. Okay, I want to focus today in one thing that we are going to launch at the end of the project, that is the challenges of the Iberia Conecta. There is this website here, Iberia Conecta Hub Iberia Agrotech. This program will support entrepreneurs in some specific challenges in the agri-food sector. Okay, so these challenges, some of the challenges are related to waste reduction in the agricultural sector. Here, we added a couple of examples. So, for example, the idea here is that some big companies or some public entities, they publish challenges on this website, and then the startups apply to solve these challenges. There will be an event where the startups that apply will make pitches, and they will be supporting all the consortium will be supporting these startups to solve the solutions of the challenges that the large companies have proposed. Also to comment that this will be included in the Startup Europe Awards. There will be an EVA Startup Europe Awards, so the best of the solutions will be awarded with the Startup Europe Awards that Finova is organizing. Startup Europe Awards, it's an initiative that has been implemented by Finova with the support of the European Commission since 2017. And the idea is it's like an Eurovision of startups. The idea is to award best startups in different challenges, in different verticals, and then there will be a final in Brussels for each vertical. So here we have a special edition of EVA Startup Europe Awards that will be organized at the beginning of 2023 with the challenges that they are in the website. You can check the website that I added here in this slide to check the challenges, and some of them are related to waste reduction in the agri-food sector. And well, I was telling you, I done my PowerPoint very short, and if you have any questions and you want to know anything about this project, please don't hesitate to contact us, and well, and I hope we can discuss a bit more about this project. Thank you.
Sorry, Adrian, I'm not sure if you mentioned, I'm not sure if I might be right, but maybe tomorrow you have also a side event for European week for waste reduction. It's like a workshop on good practices in agri-food waste.
Tomorrow, Friday, we have a workshop. I don't know what time is exactly, Alexandra.
Yeah, I can tell you. It's gonna start at 10 o'clock in the morning, and it's 1 hour.
So tomorrow at 10 we'll have an event focused on EVA project to share experience, and it's a workshop of EVA project that of course you are all invited to attend. If anyone wants to invite, we will send invitations so you could attend online.
It's about agri-food waste management, and also about new opportunities for European funding. If somebody is interested, I can also email you after this event. Thank you, Adrian, for your presence, and we will follow up with live infusion. I'm not sure. Sorry. Yeah, Caroline.
1 second, yeah. Please.
Okay, we can see it.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Full screen.
Great.
Okay, thank you.
So first of all, thank you very much for inviting us today. I will be presenting the Infusion project, that is a live project, and Infusion stands for Intensive Treatment of Waste Effluents and Conversion into Useful Sustainable Outputs, Biogas, Nutrients, and Water. You all know that the amount of waste we produce every year is a problem. That's why we are all here today. But it's not only a challenge to manage all these solid waste, but also to manage all the wastewaters that are generated during the management of this solid waste. For example, the landfill leachate that is produced during the management of the municipal solid waste and landfills that has variable concentrations of a very toxic compound and other polluting components. And for example, the liquid digestate that is produced during the anaerobic digestion of the organic fraction of the municipal solid waste. That in this case, it has high nitrogen concentrations and other nutrients. So we're talking about very complex wastewaters, but as they are wastewaters, they must be treated before discharging them to the water bodies. And they are complex, but also they present an opportunity because we can find very valuable resources in them. So we need new sustainable and circular economy oriented treatments to treat these challenging wastewaters. And the Infusion project wants to address exactly this challenge. And what we want is to demonstrate an innovative treatment train that is not only capable to treat these wastewaters, but also to recover valuable resources like energy, fertilizers, and reclaimed water. So the main objectives we have in this project is to recover energy from the wastewater using a thermophilic anaerobic membrane bioreactor and obtain a biogas with more than 90% of purity in biomethane. To obtain biofertilizers that will be a stabilized compost, a perch, and also nutrient solutions that will be ammonium salts through stripping and membrane contactors technologies. And we want also to obtain reclaimed water that is suitable for using it in agriculture and in microalgae cultivation, using regenerated reverse osmosis membranes, and to recover more than 80% of the water. And of course, as every life project, we also want to demonstrate the social, economic, and technical and environmental feasibility of this solution and disseminate all the results to see if it can be extended to other sectors with similar effluents. So we are 8 partners in this project. Eurecat is the coordinator. We have 2 demonstration sites. One is Ecopark 2 in Barcelona, owned by AMB, is Ecopark del Besós. And the second one in Asturias, that is Cogersa. We have 2 technology providers that are Aqualia and Detricon. And we have IRTA working on the valorization of the recovered of the resources we want to recover, and Amio Genova and AMB working in dissemination activities. And here in the map you can see where we are. So here we have the treatment train. The core of all this treatment is a thermophilic anaerobic membrane bioreactor, as I told you before. And here we will produce the biogas and also stabilized perch that can be used in agriculture. And as a pretreatment, we have a stripping process to recover nitrogen in form of ammonium nitrate, ammonium salt solutions that can be also used in agriculture, and also to avoid ammonia inhibition inside the anaerobic membrane bioreactor. That is a very important fact. Then the permeate of this reactor, we will treat with membrane contactors to recover the rest of the ammonia, also in form of fertilizers, in this case, ammonium sulfate. And the last step is the treatment with regenerated membranes to recover this reclaimed water. And we will also analyze theoretically the recovery of struvite from the concentrate. The biogas we will be also treating with an ABAT bioenergy technology developed by Aqualia to increase the percentage of biomethane, so to upgrade this biogas. As I told you before, we have these 2 sites. Now we are operating in Ecopark 2 in Barcelona, where we are working with the liquid digestate. And then in Gijón and Cogersa, we will be working with the landfill leachate and also liquid digestate. So we have finalized the optimization of all the process at lab scale. We are about to finish the adaptation of the pilot. We are already operating some of the units in Ecopark 2, and we just started with the demonstration essays with the recovered resources, and in the future we will be operating in Cogersa. So here's some pictures of the setup we had at lab scale for the optimization of the process. We operated a thermophilic anaerobic membrane bioreactor where we obtained up to 85% of COD removal. And what we observed here is also the stripping is needed as a pretreatment to avoid ammonia inhibition. One of the objectives of the project was also to decide the where to put the stripping, the location of the stripping in the process, and we finally decided to put it as a pretreatment because we saw that there were some ammonia inhibition inside the reactor and that we could avoid it with the stripping. With the stripping technology, we could achieve more up to 90% of ammoniacal nitrogen removal depending on the applied temperatures. We tested different temperatures at lab scale. With the membrane contactors, we could recover more than 98% of the rest of the ammonia in the effluent as ammonium salts and ammonium sulfate solutions. And with the regenerated reverse osmosis membranes at lab scale, we obtain a permeate that meets the standards required by the law for the reuse of the regenerated water. So here you can see where our pilot is right now. This is Ecopar 2 and where our infusion pilot plant is. And just some results. First, for the stripping unit, we are achieving now about 54% of nitrogen removal and recovery. And with this, we are achieving like an outlet concentration of about 1,500 milligrams per liter. As you see, we are also therefore achieving the KPI that we had, that was to recover between 50 and 90% of the nitrogen with stripping and the membrane contactors. And we are also working on some experiments at different temperatures. These are the first results, but we have to still complete or the set of experimental tests. For the reactor, we are achieving about 88% of COD removal. So we are also over the KPI that was 75%. And we're achieving a biogas, we're generating a biogas that has about 61.4% of methane in this moment. And the reactor is treating about 3 cubic meters per day. And the two final pilot units are the membrane contactors. That this pilot is already in Ecopar 2, but we are performing the first test with tap water. So we hope we will be operating with the effluent, with the real effluent soon. And the reverse osmosis membrane pilot, that is a final step, will be also transported soon to Ecopar 2 so that we can operate all the integrated pilot there. So the next steps is that the continuous operation of the integrated pilot to perform the agronomical assays. We just started, as I said before, with all the recovered products that are the purge, the ammonium salt solutions, and the reclaimed water. And of course, next year to transport all the pilot to Cogersa, where we'll be testing also the ABAT bioenergy technology for the biogas upgrading and operating the pilot with the both effluents, liquid digestate, and also landfill leachate. So that's it. And thank you very much for your attention. And yes, if you have any questions, I will be pleased to answer them.
Thank you, Caroline. I'm not sure if anybody has some insights or comments on this, but if not, we have our last live program project, which is BiogasNet, and Xavier Gaisans is going to be presenting it. Actually, we had the pleasure of joining Live BiogasNet, the past event we also organized, which was Regions and Cities. And sorry, Xavier, it was your turn. I didn't realize it.
Oh, never mind.
Thanks for staying. And well, you can start if you would like.
Okay, you see on screen?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, well, yes, I'm just giving a brief insight on this Live BiogasNet project. It's a live project who started in 2019. And what I'm trying to show here is just a few results. I presented the project in, as you said, in another event organized by Finnova. So thank you very much for inviting us again. And I'm just going to show some results on the project, some interesting results. I'm not going to explain so much about biogas. Everybody here, I think, that knows what's biogas, how it's produced. And basically here, I'm talking about the impurities that contains biogas, and more in detail about H2S, about his hydrogen sulfide, which is a very corrosive compound, which is a very an annoyance in the use of biogas. H2S can be removed by physicochemical technologies, but in our case, we have been developing these technologies, another technologies based on biological pretreatments. So it's obvious that a previous visualization step is needed for biogas recovery when you burn this biogas in a CHP unit. I mean, this H2S must be removed previously in order to ensure a proper operation of the CHP unit. Our biological systems are based on the presence of a biofilm, where the biogas, the contaminated biogas with H2S is, or this component H2S is removed, is oxidized to either elemental sulfur or sulfate. This is a previous prototype we had installed in Manresa, in the wastewater treatment plant of Manresa. This is a biotreating filter operated for the removal of H2S and using air. This is oxygen as an electron acceptor on the system. But sometimes things do not behave as expected. So after half a year of operation, we have this elemental sulfur accumulation, which was caused obviously by the low solubility of oxygen in water. So this produces accumulation of elemental sulfur. So we decided to test to start studying another technology. The idea is to substitute this electron acceptor, this oxygen, by either nitrate or nitrite. Nitrate or nitrite can be used also as electron acceptor for the partial oxidation of H2S to elemental sulfur, or to the complete oxidation to sulfate. So with this procedure, we don't have more gas liquid mass transfer limitations, because we don't have to transfer oxygen from the gas to the liquid phase. We are just using an already dissolved substance, it is nitrate or nitrite, for the process. Another interesting thing for the plant operators is that we are not using oxygen to methane. Adding to the fuel, if we add the oxidizer, this is not really a nice idea in terms of security. But the possible main drawback here is that we need a nitrogen source. But as you will see later, this is not a drawback, this is an opportunity. So our main objective in the project is to demonstrate a new cost-efficient and low carbon footprint technology for biogas upgrading, reducing the carbon footprint and promoting the circular economy. For this talk today, I think that the most important outcomes of the project are a waste reduction, more precisely, the reduction of leachate produced in a landfill, and the raw materials recovery from wastes, more precisely the recovery of elemental sulfur from this H2S. Okay, we have been operating the prototype in Cádiz, in the complex of Miramundo Los Ardales, where it is the landfill, the biggest landfill in the Cádiz province. And there we installed the prototype with these elements: a nitrifying bioreactor, which collected some landfill leachate to produce our nitrogen or nitrate or nitrite for the sulfur oxidizing nitrate reducing system. Here we are using landfill biogas. We absorb H2S to the liquid phase, and then we produce elemental sulfur and gaseous nitrogen. Nitrogen is obviously not a problem. We can emit as much as nitrogen as we want to the atmosphere. And our main products are clean biogas and elemental sulfur. This is an actual picture of the prototype, the basic elements. I think the nitrification bioreactor is kind of 1 cubic meter. And also the sulfurization step is also a bioreactor of 1 cubic meter. It's a bioscrubber, in fact. Well, and some few results. As I said, we have been operating this prototype here for 1 year. This is the amount of leachate we have been treating. The maximum amount of leachate treated was this almost 0.6 cubic meter per week. You might take into account that this is just a prototype. We are not treating all the biogas in the system, only just a part of it. And this is the production of nitrate, or the oxidation rate of ammonia for our system, which gave us this possibility to treat this 50 cubic meter per hour of biogas with a concentration of 245 ppm. In fact, we didn't reach this inlet concentration. We had lower concentrations than that, but this means that our removal efficiency was even higher than 95%. And regarding the sulfurization step, again, we have removal efficiencies, average removal efficiencies of 80%, but with peaks of 98%. We can reach a stable operation of 98% of H2S oxidation elimination, sorry. And the elimination capacity is this value, which is the most meaningful value for the prototype scaling up. This elimination capacity was kind of 9 cubic grams of H2S per cubic meter of reactor an hour. Maximum value here tested was 20, but you know, at the lab scale we have reached almost 120 grams of H2S per cubic meter per hour. So this can be pushed much forward. All right. Also, we performed some experiments trying to test the limits of the technology, and in feeding, feeding chemical sulfide, we reached again removal efficiencies of 98% and elimination capacities of 60 grams per cubic meter per hour. This is a very nice value from an industrial point of view, but we still think that we can push forward this value. Also, the production of elemental sulfur was not that high. Only 60% of the H2S was oxidized to elemental sulfur. This is a matter just of the control system. We need to reach a specific ORP on the prototype and keep this value. And this is it's a bit complicated, but we are still working on it. So now the prototype will be moved to Athens to another landfill, which is probably the largest landfill. The largest cogeneration plant in Europe, and we will try another different configuration of the system. The main difference is that now we are using, as nitrogen source, we will use composting exhaust gases, which are rich with ammonia. So we need a first absorption process, then again the same nitrifying bioreactor, and then we will use here a biotreating filter instead of a bioscrubber. The main products to be obtained here will be clean biogas again and ammonium sulfate as a byproduct that the owner can put into market. Well, just some take-home ideas. For me, the most interesting thing is that the anoxic desulfurization avoids these mass transfer limitations of the aerobic process. We have reached very low H2S concentrations in biogas. And so we think that the biogas technology is very promising, and because it couples this liquid and gaseous waste reduction while obtaining raw materials. And that's all from my side. So thank you very much for your attention. And yeah, these are our website, my email, and any doubt you have, any more detail you need, just let me know. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Xavier. I'm not sure if anybody may have some questions right now. I know we are a little bit out of time, 10 minutes, but we can still use the maybe 5-10 minutes to interact. I just wanted to ask you, Xavier, well, this is a question for you and also for all our speakers, participants, if these are results that you have obtained in these projects, if you are thinking maybe of presenting for the next life or Interreg or maybe Horizon programs. Do you have it in mind?
I don't think so. That I think that this project is almost ready to be scaled up and installed in fact we are planning to install it maybe in Cadiz or maybe in Athens. We have some interest from companies here in Spain and Greece, but I think that maybe it would be a good idea to contact with somebody who is treating CO2 from biogas, to join our technology with another one to remove CO2, just to upgrade this biogas to a better composition, upgrade this biogas until you can put this biogas into the grid or use as fuel for vehicles, whatever. We we are just sorting out the problem of H2S, but still there's a 35% of CO2 there. We are not doing almost nothing with that. And maybe perhaps this will be another, another possible new project. Yeah.
If I may, yes, no, quite interesting. We are working in a project that is that tries to capture the CO2 in the also for feeding algae, bioalgae. Okay, perhaps if you could be interesting, we could talk after, Javier.
Oh yeah. Yes.
And
sure.
Also, if you are going to do in Cadiz or in Greece, think about in the next generation projects or structural funds, because it's easier than alive, it's more funding, and you have this project as a best practice to implement it. Then congratulations, it's quite interesting. And also you could be inspired from the global Omnium strategy in the because ecodigestion 2.0 is the second life. They did a first life. With the results, they realized that they needed more time and to do all these tests, to do all this hybridization of the pig slurry with the organic waste in the digesters of the depuration water treatment plants, and of the digital and the digital twin, and is what they are doing at the moment. Okay, why not? If you have identified that new needs about the CO2, why not to do a new life, and if I may, in the sub-program climate change and mitigation, because you are capturing CO2. And one of our speakers in this roundtable, representing the sector of algae, so they could be interested in, I don't know, we could work together.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay.
Congratulations, Javier. Quite inspiring.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
If somebody else may have some insights, comments. If not, I would like to ask all the speakers, maybe you can turn on your camera so I can, as a communication part of this event, I would like to make a photo so we can spread to the world this event. And my colleague will take a photo of us. I will tell you once it's done, okay? Okay, we are done with the photo. Thank you so much. And well, we ended our European Week for Waste Reduction. So maybe if somebody had some questions and we are not able to discuss them right now, we can still be in touch by email. And I will also send the event that is going to be tomorrow, the side event of IBA, by email for all of you. So for me, that's it. And I hope to hear from you.
If I may.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes. I want to thank all the speakers. It has been quite inspiring projects. I can find a lot of synergies with all of them. Thank you very much for your time in this compromise week of the European Week of Waste Reduction. It's a big challenge, especially after this COP27. All the field waste to energy, especially, I think, are important because of what is happening at the moment for the life of the citizens. You will receive all the speakers press release, a draft of press release. Feel free to adapt, to emphasize, to offer the protagonism in your project, to publish in your website and in your social networks. And also, I want to thank all the people behind the screen, of course, Alexandra, but all the technical team, all the people from the communication area that has been working hard for this project, high quality project. Also, thanks to the participants, I see up to now there are 31 participants, and our idea is not just spreading the information, that is okay and is perfect, but looking for networking opportunities. It's because of that Annabelle has been publishing in the chat the LinkedIn profile of all of the speakers. And then, okay, perhaps next year in the 2023 European Week of Waste Reduction, we can say, okay, in that small webinar, we were able to start talking and we have submitted a project in live or in an internet, or I have been inspired in that. And don't forget the importance of offer opportunities young people. We have in Europe a lot of young people that has not opportunities to develop their professional career. And we will be more than happy to explain to you, to assist you in how you can offer opportunities in your projects with you, or also in Brussels in our offices. For the Interreg projects, every partner has the right to host an Interreg of volunteers, and for the others are other programs like youth guarantee, Erasmus and Erasmus entrepreneurship, and many others. In fact, in this moment we have the next talent generation program, and we have in the following month more than 30 young people, talent people. They come with a burst to Brussels with a training paid. And if you are members of a European Federation, if you have a headquarters, if you have an antenna, or if you have an entity to propose, okay, we will be more than happy to study how to offer these opportunities, to match these opportunities. Thank you very much, all of you. Thank you very much, Alexandra.
Thank you, Juanma.
And we are in contact. Thanks.
Thank you very much for
Thank
the
you.
organization of the event.
Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye,
Until the
bye.
next one.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ideas. There are ideas that change the way we work.
In other centuries, they would have called it magic.
Ideas that got us connected.
Well, hold the line a minute.
That made us communicate better with each other.
Hello?
Ideas that got smarter and smarter and smarter. They're the ones that caused revolutions.
Goodbye, David.
And others that seem like a thing of the past now. There are the ones that are obsolete and ideas that promised us freedom, but in the end delivered us nothing but stress, that we tried to compensate with funny ideas. We thought of something different. A simple idea that turns idle workspace into places where you connect with companies, where you share knowledge with other creative minds or digital nomads. Where you are is where you work. You spend fewer hours on the road and you gain precious time for a better work-life balance. It's called Work Hero. Is it a game changer?
I beg your pardon?
We like to think so, but we'll let you be the judge of that. Check out Work Hero on workhero.com. Work Hero, connecting space and knowledge.
En Global Omnium queremos hablarte de esas pequeñas cosas a las que no damos valor, porque siempre están ahí. Y hablarte de todas esas cosas que nunca fallan, porque cuando a una cosa cotidiana le sumas otra que siempre funciona, suceden cosas extraordinarias. Tan extraordinarias como abrir un grifo y que corra el agua. En Global Omnium llevamos más de 125 años poniendo en valor lo extraordinario. Porque extraordinaria es la gestión eficiente de una red de tuberías superior a la distancia que separa Valencia y Nueva York, ida y vuelta. Porque extraordinario son más de 2.400 personas trabajando 24 horas al día para que en el grifo de tu casa o negocio fluya el agua. Porque extraordinaria es la tecnología inteligente que te avisa de posibles fugas o de si te has dejado un grifo abierto. Porque extraordinario es el desarrollo y la innovación que logramos para garantizar un buen servicio a más de 6 millones de personas en toda España. Porque extraordinario es la gestión del agua que hemos desarrollado para ser una empresa eficiente y respetuosa con el medio ambiente. Porque extraordinario es aportar soluciones para mejorar la calidad de vida en otros países. Global Omnium es la empresa española líder en la gestión del ciclo integral del agua. Global Omnium, el valor del agua.
I'm delighted, and I hope we'll be able to do it again, and also that the solutions which were showcased here can maybe inspire real-life solutions in the future.
Es un honor que hayan contado con nosotros como aceleradora, con nuestro programa Startup Europe Accelerator, en el primer hackathon con el director general de innovación de la Comisión Europea para soluciones en el campo de cambio climático y reducción de emisiones.
I also congratulate Finova, which was part of the winning team, a team which worked on a really interesting solution to make construction at long last sustainable. Well done. Thank you very much.